Hi guys, welcome to my channel 𝚑𝚑𝚊𝚗 Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out what was left unsaid in this connection, what were some things that your person wanted to say to you but couldn't, and hopefully this reading can give you some kind of a closure. So for the first group, I have this white stone over here, this green marble for group 2, and this dark blue stone for group 3. So feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hi group 1, so for those of you who chose the white stone, first let's take a look at your oracle cards to find out what was left unsaid in this connection. The cards that came out for you are acceptance, then we have shadow, yin, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan, the world, and freedom. All right, let me just arrange these real quick. Okay, so group 1, what your person left unsaid in this connection was that there was nothing that you did wrong. All right, and it's quite possible that for quite some time you might have been you might be a bit too hard on yourselves because of whatever happened. You might have felt like you could have done something differently, you could have said something differently. But your person over here wants to make it very clear to you that you had no role to play in whatever happened. And they are telling me over here with shadow that at the time you guys separated or went into a no contact situation, they could have projected certain things onto you, which perhaps might have made you feel as if you were to blame. But they are telling you here that you were absolutely perfect. In their eyes too, in fact. They never doubted your feelings towards them for a second. They always knew that you had a very clear idea about this connection, where did you want to take it, your intentions, and they never doubted any of it. They are taking the blame, and that is what is left unsaid. They might have never apologized to you, perhaps. They might have never told you why they did what they did, or, why did they have certain problems, or what were the blockages, what were the problems. Perhaps those were the things that were left unsaid. They're saying that they have a very difficult time being with themselves, and that's a real struggle. With acceptance over here with shadow, your person wants to let you know, and what they didn't tell you back then is that they have a really hard time believing in themselves and just accepting themselves the way that they are. They have a lot of self-worth issues. They're always very hard on themselves. They feel like there's always something missing in them. And they're saying that they used to constantly compare themselves with you. They're saying that they saw you as the sun and saw themselves as the moon. They saw you as the light. They saw themselves as the shadow. And they are saying that there was always this deep-rooted fear in their mind that perhaps if they dropped the mask or showed you their actual self, their true self, which, by the way, let me break it to you, group 1, they didn't. They were afraid you wouldn't accept them. Because their true self wasn't a confident individual, which perhaps is something that they might have portrayed themselves to be when you guys first got together. They might have portrayed themselves to be someone who had their shit together, someone who was super confident, someone who was very popular, enigmatic, all of those qualities. But in fact, this was a very meek, afraid individual who had no faith in themselves, who had no love for themselves even, who had a hard time accepting themselves the way that they were. So there definitely were parts of themselves that they were hiding from you, that they were masking, and they're not proud of it. They're saying that they're not proud of it at all. They're also telling you over here that because of all of these things that they had going on in their mind, and for a lot of you, group 1, there could have been certain silent mental health struggles too, which your person was going through and which they did not share with you. Maybe you picked up on it, maybe you weren't too sure of it. And again, don't go around blaming yourself for it, because like I said, they don't talk about it. They don't really let it come to the surface, but there are real struggles. In addition to all of this, your person never got a chance to tell you that they had every intention of creating something solid and stable with you. Just like you, they too did see a future for this connection. They too had immense faith in the future of this connection. And they were desperate. They were desperate to get out of all of these mental struggles and all of these issues that they internally had going on. They wanted to tell you. It's almost as if there was this inner voice within them that was screaming, that was, like constantly banging on the door and wanted to be let out, but your person just couldn't let it out. It's like the inner demons wreaking havoc in their mind, and they didn't know what to do about it. So even though they had every intention to build something solid with you, and they might have even had a proper plan in place, but they could never act on that plan, because you see, you have seeding the light over here, but you have shadow over here as well. So that shadow overtook, the shadow was stronger than the light, basically. And again, like I said, what they couldn't tell you was that although they were desperate to begin this new cycle in their life with you, take this connection forward, work on themselves too, they just could not free themselves from all of this, all of those struggles, all of these issues. It was like a chain that was binding them. And I want you to imagine a prisoner locked up in a cell, and they have all of these, they're in chains, and they're looking out a window, all right, and they can see the sun. The cell that they are in is dark, it's dingy, it's cold. They're looking at the sun, they want the sun, they're desperate for the sun, they're desperate for that warmth. They get up, they walk towards that window, but they cannot completely go towards that wall, they cannot completely go towards that window, because after a few steps, they can't go any further because of those chains. And I got this very vivid imagery. Not implying that your person is a criminal. I hope you understand the analogy over here. So that's basically what happened. And I can tell you this right off the bat, not right off the bat, we're 7 minutes into this. But what I can tell you, Group 1, is that don't doubt your person's feelings for you. All right, don't. Because with Yin over here, I cannot begin to tell you how deeply this person feels for you and how much you matter to them. They wouldn't have come through this reading and openly discussed their struggles and their issues with you if you did not matter to them. Nor would they have made the effort to connect with me through this reading and let you know that, hey, don't blame yourself for whatever happened. It's not your fault. So if Group 1, they told you that it's not you, it's me, it wasn't just a cliche dialogue. This person legit meant it. They actually meant it when they said it's not you, it's me. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have Death, Four of Pentacles, King of Wands, and Strength. Look at this. They really wanted to put an end to their issues, and they really, with King of Wands over here, they just wanted to take that leap of faith with you and in this connection. But look at how this woman over here is holding that lion, and lions are ferocious, they can run, and they can run with a good speed. Surely not as fast as a cheetah, but hey, they can. But it's like something was restraining them. And with Four of Pentacles being right next to the King of Wands, definitely. They're saying that I only had my eyes on you. I was and still am very protective about you, very possessive about you. And somewhere I felt that if I dropped the mask, or if I let you into my real world or showed you who I actually was, because I wasn't that cool, I wasn't actually that sorted out, level-headed as I pretended to be, I did not know what you would think of me. And I was too scared to show that side of myself to you back then. But that does not mean that you don't matter to me. You still do. And even though we're not together right now, even though we don't talk much anymore, what you gave me, those memories, that is where I draw my inspiration from. That is where I draw my strength from to work on myself. And I am determined to put an end to all of these commitment issues and all of these shadow aspects of my personality and all of these self-worth issues that I have going on. Because just like back then, even now, I have every intention to give a rebirth to this connection, every intention to come to you. But what I couldn't tell you back then was that even though the same intentions existed back then too, I just had to put an end to this connection because I knew that at that time I couldn't give to you what it is that you deserved. My inner demons just wouldn't let me. And you're not to blame. And don't think that there was someone else in the picture or that you didn't matter to me. All of those things that I said to you, all of those nice things that I said to you, every time that I expressed my emotions to you, every time I told you how much you mean to me or how badly I love you, I meant all of it. That integrity of mine, you shouldn't doubt because it was there and it still is. Wow, this was a heavy read, group 1. You or this person might be having Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Aries, Leo, Sag in your charts. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. I was waiting for this dog to stop barking. The moment I pressed play record again, there you go. Anyway, so if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know it in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi group 2. So for those of you who chose the green marble, first let's take a look at your oracle cards. Look at your oracle cards to find out what was left unsaid in this connection by the person on your mind. So the cards that came out for you are isolation, sacrifice, come to the edge, pillar of light, your vibration is rising, you are the oracle. Blossoming abundance and community. All right. First things first, I don't think your person ever, basically what was left unsaid, what they didn't get a chance to tell you, is that they had absolutely no intention of falling in love with you. Alright, when you guys first started out, they might have treated this as something that's casual, kind of like a fling, heck, even no strings attached. Basically, at the start of this connection, no matter whether you were serious right from the get-go or not, this person wasn't. Alright, they weren't. And they're telling you that they never had been. However, the more that they got to know you, the more time that they got to spend with you, they realized they were falling for you. And it was something that they couldn't help because they were liking it. They were enjoying it. They're saying that every moment that they spent with you, or basically the more time that they spent with you, the feelings that they had for you, they just kept on growing and growing and growing. And before they knew it, they were neck deep in all of these emotions and all of these feelings for you. There were days when they couldn't wait to touch you, they couldn't wait to see you, they couldn't wait to be with you. In fact, they might have become friends with your friends rather quickly. You might have been the first person they introduced to, like, their closest friends, because like I said before that, they weren't really into anything serious. But because this was all very new for this person, and they weren't really used to coming out of this space that they had created for themselves, they chickened out. And that is what was left unsaid. And the reason why they did not say all of these things to you is because I can see over here, and by the way, there's so many rainbows. So maybe during this connection or after this connection or each time this person thinks about you or you think about this person, you see a rainbow and they see a rainbow. So it can be significant in your connection. Anyway, so what was left unsaid in this connection, firstly, is that they love you. They might have never said that to you. They might have said things like, I think you're very pretty, I like you, and so on and so forth. But the three big words, I don't think they ever said that. So they're saying it now to you, that they love you, that they had fallen in love with you, but it's not something that they had anticipated. It is not something that they had planned on doing. And as you can see over here, this woman, she comes to the edge. She kind of stays there though. She doesn't really go for it. She doesn't take that fall. And that's what happened in this connection with your person. And that's what they're sharing with you. That I fell in love with you. It's not something that I had planned on doing. And had I walked off of that edge, it would have been a totally new territory for me. And I was shit scared to do that. And back then, I didn't know if I could pull through. I didn't know I could do that. And I was super scared that what if I fall face first and end up hurting myself? Because it's not something that I was used to. I had never done anything like it. So even though my feelings for you were a lot deeper than I was, expressing to you, and even though my feelings for you was just going on, increasing and increasing and increasing, and I loved spending time with you, you're the closest person to a best friend that I ever had, I just could not come out of my comfort zone. And another thing that they never told you is that no matter how big of an extrovert they might have seemed to you, this is a closeted introvert that you're actually dealing with. All right? And there really are people like that who seem to be extroverts, but they're actually closeted introverts. You have no idea how much of a struggle it is for them to just get up every morning and put on that show of even talking to people or existing in the same space as so many people. It's a struggle. And this is a struggle that your person is sharing with you today, and what was left unsaid in the connection. And they're saying that because they were so used to, putting on a suit every night, dating different people, and then coming back, hanging that suit back in the closet, and that's it. Although they liked the routine, they liked seeing the same person every night, every day, which was you. When it came to perhaps taking the connection to the next level, and the next level could have been different things for different people who've chosen this reading today. For some of you, it could have been introducing each other to your families. It could have been moving in together, or whatever else it was. At that moment, they were like, okay, now this is a bit too much for me. I never planned on falling in love. That bit, okay, I somehow managed there. But this is where I feel like it's perhaps getting a bit too real now. And I don't think I can do it. And so basically, instead of giving it a chance, going for it, trusting their instincts, and having faith in the love that they have for you actually, they just could not come out of this comfort zone of being a loner. Because no matter how big of a player your person might have been before you came into their life, they're saying this to you themselves, that they are a loner at heart. They're very used to being all alone. They're very used to being by themselves most of the times. You're the only person to whom they ever opened their heart wholly, actually. You're the only person who managed to break their walls. You're the only person who managed to do that number on them, or, stick around. The only person who made them realize what love is and what it means to call someone back the next day, to not get up and leave the next morning, things like that, which they never did for anybody else, by the way. And somewhere with community, they might have gone back to the dating game. They might still be going around on random dates or, flings, one-night stands, whatever it is. But with sacrifice over here, they want to let you know that the love or the key to their heart is still with you. Their heart still belongs to you. They never fell in love with anybody before you. They haven't fallen in love with anybody since you. They never committed to anybody before you. They haven't committed to anyone since you. You were a surprise element in their life, which they weren't expecting. And it kind of knocked their socks off. And it reached to a point wherein they just were left clueless. They're apologizing over here with isolation for not being brave enough for you and for this love. And somewhere with Pillar of Light, they're saying that the way that you behaved with them, how nice you were to them, how kind you were to them, they're saying that, look, I know that you did not deserve it. You did not deserve it that after showing you such a good time, when you were planning on taking things forward, I called things off with you. And I understand how sudden it could have been for you. You weren't expecting it. I did not have the heart to say this to you then, which I am saying to you now, that it was getting a bit too overwhelming for me. It was getting a bit too much for me. And that's why I couldn't be the person who you wanted me to be. I couldn't be the person who you expected me to be. And I feel like I let you down. In fact, I'm sure that I let you down. But trust me when I say that I had no intention of doing so. It's just something that I couldn't get myself to do. And that does not mean that I don't love you anymore or that you did not matter to me at all. In fact, you're the only person that has ever mattered to me. You're the only person that I've ever loved, and I still do. And even though we're not talking right now, even though we're not together, all of those feelings, all of those memories, they still haunt me. I still do think about you. In my dreams, I travel to you. I try to connect with you as much as I can in the non-physical realms. But making a move towards you, contacting you, that scares the shit out of me. That shit is scary. Because what you don't know about me is that I'm not social. I'm not social like that. I'm a loner. All right, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. The High Priestess, Four of Wands, the Moon, what the hell, and the Hierophant. So we have the Four of Wands and the Hierophant and High Priestess. You guys, can I just say, and this isn't related to the unsaid feelings, I mean, this connection is surreal. No wonder this person felt so overwhelmed by it, because not only were they never expecting to have fallen in love with you, but you seem to be their divine counterpart group too. And I feel like you feel this connection just as intensely as they do. The only difference over here is that, and heck, it might have been overwhelming for you too. Perhaps the only difference is that you weren't afraid to express their emotions, but they were. And you kept yourself grounded, and they kept, like just swimming in all of those fears and inhibitions and whatnot. So anyway, coming back to the unsaid part, your person wants to say to you that the moment things started getting, going on a roll with you, they realized quite early on that you're very different from the people that they'd met before you. And they knew that you're not the kind of person that they wanted to just have a fling with or just sleep with one night and then forget about the next day. They think that you're not like that. And till date, they haven't been able to forget you. And what also they failed to tell you back then was that just like you, they too had every intention of taking things forward, perhaps even marrying you, settling down with you, and all of that jazz. And okay, wow, so that also makes sense. The thing that I picked up about astral traveling with High Priestess and Hierophant, I definitely feel like you guys do meet each other very frequently in the 5D, in your dreams, you astral travel to each other. All of that is definitely going on. So anyway, this person says that intuitively they know that they've let you down, but they're hoping that you can understand where it is that they were coming from, how new and overwhelming it was all for them. But somewhere, they also want you to know that they haven't given up hope on this connection, and that they still, each time they think about settling down, it's just you. And they think that whenever I feel like I am ready to settle down, it'll only be with you. Of course, that is if you're available. I'm not going to force myself on you. And I'm not going to force you to choose between me and whoever it is that you're happy with at the time. But just know that things that I can't say to you, to your face, those things I try to tell you through your dreams. So pay attention to your dreams, and especially the dreams in which I appear. Because I always leave a message for you in those dreams. They're lucid, they're cryptic, but I hope you can decode them. Very interesting. All right, you or this person might be an Aries, Leo, Sag, or a Pisces. Okay, group 2, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know it down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new over here and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi group 3, so for those of you who chose the blue stone, first let's take a look at your oracles and find out what was left unsaid in this connection. So the cards that came out for you are renewal, power, between worlds, Lemuria creating heaven on earth, it's happening, first chakra, Archangel Michael, and forgiveness. All right. What was left unsaid in this connection? Group number 3. First things first, I don't think this individual ever apologized to you for the way that they behaved with you, not just while the connection was ending, but perhaps during the connection as well. With power over here, this person is admitting that they were unnecessarily harsh with you, they were unnecessarily rude with you, and that they tried to control you in ways that they shouldn't have, in ways that were manipulative. And it's because you had a mind of their own. And a very big message that I'm strongly getting for this group is that you were very different from the people that this person had dated in the past, because unfortunately, all of their previous partners could be easily tamed by them, could be easily controlled by them. And you were different. It was like it was a totally new experience for them. Here is a person who has a mind of their own. Here is a person who's actually cross-questioning me and not just simply obeying whatever it is that I'm asking them to do. This is someone who isn't always agreeing with the plans that I'm making. This is someone who wants to have a discussion. I'm not up for that. You triggered this person. And with renewal over here and between worlds, what your person failed to tell you is that they had wounds. And those wounds stemmed from their childhood. And it's something that they had a very hard time overcoming and something that they had to overcome all by themselves. They grew up in a household that, although seemed very perfect from the outside, was very troubled from the inside. From a very young age, they had witnessed one parent being subjected to the mercy of the other parent. From a very young age, they had seen the parent who was suffering adapting to the other parent to just kind of ensure that things don't go from bad to worse. And they saw all of that. It got ingrained in them. So by the time they grew up, they realized that there are just two kinds of people on this planet. Those who suffer and those who make people suffer. And they thought to themselves, hey, if I have to survive and I don't want to be like the parent whom I've seen crying and seen, being at the mercy of the other parent, I'm going to be that other parent. Not a very wise choice, of course, but hey, that's where they were coming from, right? And that's what they never told you. In fact, I don't think they ever really let you become too close with their family either. It could have just been a very high and by sort of a situation. They never really let you interact with their family because they were afraid. And because they knew that you are a very perceptive individual. They knew that you're the kind of person who can pick up on people's emotions, or, you have a very good depth perception, so you can understand that what's being shown to you isn't actually the full picture. It's just the tip of the iceberg. They knew all of that about you because this person is very intuitive themselves. They're very perceptive themselves. And so they hid all of those bad parts of their life from you. So anyway, when you came into their life and you were this was basically like an alpha dealing with an alpha. Okay, I hope you know what that means. You were just as strong-headed as they were. And that was a problem for them because it triggered all of those past memories. It triggered all of those wounds. They were like, what is happening? It's like I'm being pitted against myself, and I don't want that. I don't like that. I don't like how it feels. I don't want to be the person who's subjected to bullshit like I've seen that parent being subjected to. And what if, a couple of months from now, if I give group 3 a free hand, they start dominating me, they start controlling me. And then I'm the one who has to beg and plead and cry and suffer. And I don't want to put myself through any of that. So I'm going to assert my dominance right from the get-go. And I'm going to show group 3 their place. Except that they couldn't. Because like I said, you're not like that. You're not the kind of person who's just going to take orders from people. And they realize that. They also could never tell you that they were both intimidated as well as fascinated by you. Intimidated because here was someone who was like a real threat, a real competition. And fascinated because you were nothing like what they had experienced before. So the feelings were sort of in between, sort of bittersweet, what they felt with you. Now, this does not mean that they had no feelings for you. It's just that this is the kind of person who only wants you to know as much as they're telling you. That's it. They don't really want you going around knocking on doors, trying to find out information about them. They're not the kind of person who likes to open up. They're not the kind of person who likes to be vulnerable. And they're also telling you that they knew that with you there was real potential. They knew that with you, they could create a life that was normal, quiet, peaceful, beautiful. But in order to create this heavenly relationship with you, they would have to unlock all of those doors within themselves. They knew that they would have to address all of these triggers from their childhood and this trauma or whatever else it was, so that they could be renewed in order to experience this joy with you. Another interesting thing that they never said to you is that they did not feel safe in this connection, and that by letting go of the person whom they knew could have easily one-upped them, they were actually trying to protect themselves, which is, you might feel like this is no excuse, or what the fuck is that even? But if you look at this person's history and believe what it is that they're telling us, it actually makes sense. Because they have grown up witnessing something like this, they think that the only way to protect themselves is either to be the person whom everybody fears or eliminate the person whom they are starting to fear. And they were starting to fear you because they felt like, like I said, you were questioning their authority, and you had a mind of your own. You wanted to get into discussions. You wanted to debate the shit out of them. You were not the kind of person whom they could, treat like a sheep and just command you here and there with a stick. That wasn't going to happen, and they knew it. They're extremely sorry for whatever they did to you, or for however they behaved with you, whatever it is that they said. They're asking you for your forgiveness, and somewhere they haven't really let go of you either. They haven't. It was renewal over here. In fact, it's almost as if each time they're a step closer to letting go of you and moving on from this connection, they're not able to, because some or the other memory comes back. Because let's remember, they said that they are both intimidated as well as fascinated by you. They knew that you were the only person who could pull them out of that shadow, because they knew that behavior was unhealthy. They knew it was toxic. They knew it was not excusable. But, it is what it is. Another thing that they want to say to you is that don't be fooled by how they presented themselves, and they actually gave me an example to relay to you, which is, usually the person who is nothing, absolutely nothing, does nothing in their life, is nothing, has the most ego in them, has the most attitude in them. And they're saying that I am like that. I am an afraid individual. I'm like a wet cat from inside, but I pretend to be a lion on the outside. And that should tell you. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. Did I just say okay? So we have Temperance, Knight of Wands in reverse, Five of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. Look at this. So maybe there was some age difference between you and this person. Anyway, they're saying that they never told you, but they knew that you were kind of like their medicine. They knew that you were the only person who could heal them, help them come out of the shadows and bring them into the light. But they just could not do anything about it at the time, and they have regretted it every day since then. And despite that, I mean, now that they're all by themselves, they haven't been able to do what they were hoping you could do for them, but they never really basically gave you a chance to do that. They knew that you were in it for the long haul. They're saying, look, I know you were in it for the long haul. I knew your intentions towards me were very, very honest. And just because you had a mind of your own does not mean that you were that you had an ego or that you were stubborn. I get that. I absolutely get that. But I don't think you and I were on the same page back then. And I was just always trying to one-up you. Always trying to put you down. Always trying to question your methods. Always trying to make you feel bad about yourself, thereby making myself feel good about me, which was very fucked up, and I admit it. And ever since you left me, and ever since you decided that you've had enough of my bullshit and you left, I have regretted it every single day. Because I just know it in my heart of hearts that if I had any chance of improving, of changing my mindset, I knew that you were the person who could have done that for me, that you could have been my medicine, and I let you go because of the way that I behaved. If you think that I did it because I fell for somebody else or that I was entertaining anybody else on the side, that's not true. I might have let you believe that it was true because somewhere I knew that it would hurt you and it would give me satisfaction in the most twisted of ways, but there was nothing like it. When I was with you, I really was loyal to you. I knew I was immature as compared to you. I knew that your ideas, your way of thinking, everything was better than mine. But I was just way too much in my head to admit it. And to, for once, follow your plan. Or do what it is that you wanted to do. Because I felt, in a very twisted sense again, that it would rob me of my power and reduce me to a state wherein I'd be at your mercy, and I did not want that. So yes, I'm admitting that I'm not perfect and that I have issues, and years of trauma have made me the person that I am today. And as much as it's not justified to take out all of those things onto you, project all of those things onto you, I know that I need to work upon myself. I know that I need to heal myself. And I might not get a chance to say this to you again, so I'm just going to tell you this today, that for me, you're the one that got away. And I miss you. And I'm sorry for the way that I treated you. You did not deserve it. I did not deserve you. And I'm hoping against hope that someday I can be good enough for you. Someday I can match up to you. And when that day comes, I will make a move towards you. But until then, it's best that you do not get involved in the shit that I'm going through right now. Okay, you or this person might be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Alright, group 3, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.